and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for the full match preview ahead of Rayo versus Barça in midweek in La Liga. And today we're going to be talking all about the game to come, the lineup, and indeed more insights into Hansi Flick's management. We are also going to talk about the latest transfer news, and I've added a brand new prediction segment that I'm going to be using this season. That is all coming up, packed into one video here with you today, so get comfortable, maybe get yourself a snack or two, and let's do this. Because I do have to be honest with you today, guys, this of course right here is technically my first match preview of the season, and I've got to be honest, I did feel as though maybe they were starting to lose their charm, because obviously I only want to make videos that you enjoy watching, that you want to see on the channel, and if you're not really feeling previews, well, I was willing to maybe start phasing them out, but I have seen quite a few comments over the first two games saying, look, where are they? We've missed them. So people wanted to see them, I believe, so that's why today I brought them back. I'm going to try this one here, I'm going to combine it with news, make a big video, and also make it a bit more interactive, trying new things, so please do drop a like if you do enjoy the match previews. Let me know as well the elements of them that you like, that you don't like as well. Give me all the feedback you can so I can give you the best experience, because hopefully it's going to be an exciting season. Because I've got to say right here, guys, already these are good feelings that we're having. Early in the season, I know, and obviously on the pitch is what we're talking about. And I think Flick and the players, they deserve enormous credit here for being able to generate a good atmosphere. You know, they have been that good, they have been that impressive that they have taken away from what is going on off the field. Because I've got super thanks coming in here, big thank you here for the support on the channel, and there is a lot of frustration with Joan Laporta, with the Barça president, with what the board has done this summer, because I do believe that we are tiring of the promises and maybe words not being kept, not being lived up to. And I think the Dani Olmo situation, we're going to talk more about it, of course, it is embarrassing for the club, and it's not what we want, and in terms of planning, it is not a good look. So I think it's important here, in the final days of the window, that we do get some business done, that we do start to clean up our house a little bit, and hopefully start to match some of that positivity on the field, which, like I say, that's what we're all focusing on here, though. We've got back-to-back wins early on in La Liga. Looking at the table here, guys, there's only two teams in the league right now that have been able to win both of their first two games, and we had tough ones. We went away to Valencia, at home to Athletic Club. Those are difficult games to start a new season, and it's only us and Celta Vigo that stand alone right now, with Real Madrid and Atletico 2 points back at this stage. However, guys, despite those opening victories in the league this season, Hansi Flick has shown absolutely no signs of slowing down. Outside of the training, outside of the matches right now, it seems that he simply cannot get enough of the exciting talent at Barcelona. He was spotted last night watching Barça Athletic's opening game of the season, along with his assistant coach, Marcus Song, in the stands there. Barça Athletic actually ended up drawing the game 1-1. Unai Hernandez gave them the lead, but they were denied by a 92nd minute equaliser. But quite clearly, Flick is always on the lookout here for an exciting player to make that step up, and Alejandro Balde came out just after the game it was against Athletic Club, and I thought the quote, it was only a simple quote here, but I thought it was really interesting and gave a really good insight into what Flick demands from his players. He said Flick, he really trusts the young players. We are feeling that trust already. And he said above all, he asks us to be ourselves and to have a good, strong mentality. And I think that's a really important quote there, because it illustrates that Flick's demands of these players, in principle, they're actually quite simple. You know, it's straightforward stuff there. You've got to work hard, you've got to be strong mentally, you've got to be true to yourself there out on the field. These are very simple, not overcomplicated principles, but they're very strictly enforced. And what is also interesting, like we spoke about yesterday, is that freedom. And that, I think, comes from Flick here saying, look, go out there and be yourselves, go out there and express yourselves on the field, because we've got talented players, we've got players here who have real quality at Barça, but it's about utilising that talent. It's about putting them in a system there, putting them out there on the field in a way that they can show what they can do, that they're not limited, they're not restricted. And already at Barca, I think we have seen freedom, and I think that has led to genuine excitement and genuine fun about this team right now. Watching them, it has been good. But of course, guys, we can never ever forget about our opponents in any given game. And Rayo Vallecano will be our opponent on Tuesday night, and they are indeed unbeaten unbeaten in both of their opening games of the season. They secured a really impressive win on the opening weekend there, away at Real Sociedad. Big surprise that they won that game. Excellent performance away at the Anoeta, and they followed that up there on the weekend with a draw against Getafe. We know that's another really tricky place to go. It's always going to be awkward up against Getafe at their home, and that means here that Rayo are actually playing their very first home game of the season. They are also, by the way, doing some transfer business right now. They are about to add the signing of James Rodriguez. He is coming back to La Liga there at the age of 33, and that's a great signing, I've got to say, from Rayo Vallecano. They also signed Falcao, of course, a few seasons ago. They seem to like bringing in these Colombian superstars, of course, in their final years maybe now, but James had an absolutely fantastic tournament at Copa America this summer, and I think it's an interesting stat here that I've found on Rayo Vallecano, that they have now actually been unbeaten across the first two games of the season for 3 successive years now. But last season, when it came to match day 3, they faced Atletico Madrid and they lost by 7-0 at home. Now, this is match day 3, and we're in town, so let's see what Barca can do. But even that'll be interesting, because over the past 2 seasons, it is safe to say that we haven't found life easy against Rayo at all. We did finally secure a victory at home last season. That was actually a game there where Pedri scored twice in the space of 3 minutes, and that snapped, though, a run of 5 successive games against Rayo without a win for Barca, and particularly away at Rayo, at Vallecas there. It's a difficult place to go at times. It has been tough for us, and Flick will know, even being new to La Liga here, this is no easy game. But I think what's also going to be very, very fascinating right here, guys, on Tuesday night is that it is the very first midweek game here for Hansi Flick, and I'm really intrigued to see the way that Barca approach these midweek games under Flick. When the fixtures start piling up, when we've got lots of games over a short period of time, we know that's going to happen in the season. Will Flick be able to demand that intensity, to keep it really high in the team, and to use maybe our newfound strength, our newfound fitness to actually have an advantage over the other teams? Maybe it won't actually be us that's suffering from the many, many games. Maybe we can show that we are better, we are stronger than the rest, because I thought it was absolutely incredible, guys, against Athletic on the weekend, to see us pressing, not just at the start of the game, not just in the middle of the game there, but actually to do it right up until the end. You know, you're looking at the added time that was in the game, 95 minutes gone. Barca were still putting pressure on the ball. And it's been a long time, guys. It's genuinely been ages since we've seen that from this team here. That hunger, that determination, and the ability to actually do it. These players right now, they are showcasing what Flick has been working on throughout pre-season, in every training session, getting them up to speed. But like I say, it's going to be interesting now. Only a few days after that game, we've got to recover well. We've got to maybe make a few changes here. We need everybody at that level required to bring that intensity until the end. Because indeed, guys, this right here was the way that Barca and Flick lined up against Athletic on Saturday night. And I would say right there, you'd like to get as close to that team as possible against Rayo. You would like to follow on from what we saw. There were so many exciting, very impressive performances in there. Will, for instance, Marc Bernal continue there in midfield? Will he follow up from the masterclass that he produced at 17 years old against Athletic? Koundé, of course, was so good. We spoke about Rafinha's role in that central position there, the way that he was able to drop into midfield and actually help out in that area. But I do think here, Flick, even though it's only early in the season, I think we will see a few changes. I think that he will approach this game with a bit of caution. I would look at somebody there like Alejandro Balde, because he, of course, suffered a real injury scare in the opener against Valencia. He did play 90 minutes on Saturday, but for a player here who's only just returning from a long injury layoff, and especially since we're not blessed really with a lot of cover at left back right now, I think we've got to look after him. Now, Gerard Martin, he's been used off the bench by Flick in both of our first 2 league games of the season. He's an option there that could step in to that left back role. And we also haven't seen yet this season Hector Fort. He is somebody who has not featured yet in La Liga under Flick, but he can play, of course, in both full back areas, and I'm sure it won't be long before we see Hector Fort especially with the big talent that he has. And of course, Alex Valle, he was another candidate for that left-back role. He's actually going to be leaving the club on loan this season. He's going to join Celtic. That is very, very close to happening now. But before he leaves, he has indeed renewed his contract at the club until 2026. But Flick will not be able to call upon Valle this season. But I would also look as well at midfield, because I think Pedri here is in a very similar situation to Balde. Probably even more so, even more importantly here with Pedri, you do not want to overwork him. Flick said after the game against Athletic that he thought the physios had done a really good job with Pedri to get him ready to start in the game and be as effective as he was. But of course we want to keep his body in that kind of condition. We want him to be able and in a position to produce the kind of quality that we saw on Saturday there. So I think Pedri, he may still start this game, he may still be involved, but I would definitely not expect him to be out there for the full game. And maybe Casado could move back into midfield. He didn't play, of course, from the start against Athletic. Casado could return, maybe even alongside Bernal once again. And then in the forward line, guys, maybe Pau Victor could get a start in this game, because like I say, Ferran Torres, I don't really feel as though he's earned a starting place in this team right now. And of course we know from pre-season, Pau Victor, whether he's down the middle, whether he's on the right, he can even play on the left-hand side if required there. He can play all across the front three, and he's very, very good in his build-up play as well. So Pau Victor pushing, knocking on the door, wanting an opportunity, but we will not be counting this season on Vitor Roque, because I've got to give you an update here on this deal, guys, that is set to go through today there. He is going to join Real Betis on a loan deal, initially for a one-year loan until 2025, but there is an option in that deal to make it a further year, so he could technically spend 2 years on loan at Real Betis, and they will cover his salary there. He's going to get a real chance to impress in La Liga and get regular football. But here's the thing, Betis will have a buy option in that deal, not an obligation, and we don't know exactly what that figure is going to be yet, but they're going to have a buy option. But that's not even the confusing part here, because also in this deal, it said that if Roque returns to Barca after his loan, Betis will have a sell-on clause on him. Now, what on earth does that mean? How on earth have we loaned out a player? We have actually given a team there the player to use, to actually enjoy and have in their team for the season. And if he returns to us, we are his parent club. We own Vitor Roque. If he comes back to his parent club, we've given the team that he was on loan a sell-on clause. If we sell him for any money, Betis have some of that. I mean, what on earth is that deal? Who on earth has agreed to that there? That is absolutely just weird. I've never seen that in football before, where you loan out a player to somebody and they then get a sell-on clause if he just comes back to us. I just cannot get my head around that at all. So that there is another interesting deal from Barca this summer. And then there's the latest on Federico Chiesa, because once here we get the deals done for Vitor Roque, long late as well to Atletico Madrid, and also once Dani Olmo's registration has indeed been sorted out, the next target is going to be Chiesa. And the thing about him right now, he really does want to come. Apparently he's told his agent to tell Barca, look, I'm really keen on the move. His wages apparently are not expected to be an issue at all. He's desperate to be here. One of those players whereby they're willing to drop everything and run to join Barca. And credit these players, they keep wanting to come, even despite lots of situations happening here, lots of difficult problems with players, but people want to be here. People want to play for Barca because I'm sure it's because of our great support. We are great fans, we can't forget that here. We make the club special. But Chiesa right now, guys, Barca haven't made an official bid, but one will be going in soon, like I say, once Olmo's registration has been dealt with. And what is the latest on him? Because right here and right now, obviously things change very, very quickly, but as I'm speaking right now, Dani Olmo is still not registered in this Barcelona team. And of course now ahead of another game that's come around quite quickly here, we were all hoping Barca can get their affairs in order. We've got Longley, like I say, confirmed. Vitor Roque's loan move to Betis has happened. So all of these things are being completed now. Gundogan's long gone, and yet Olmo is still not registered. And there is a real feeling within the club that it's still not enough. Now, if it isn't enough, they would have known that, which just only adds to the fact here that I don't understand what the planning was. They knew how hard it was going to be. They understood what would need to happen in order to register a player of this size in terms of the salary, in terms of the transfer fee, and yet they went ahead and did it, only now for him to just be sitting and waiting around, because apparently for this deal to be done, for him to be registered here, Barca needs something big, and for that I'm talking about the Nike deal that apparently has been on the verge of happening. It's been so close for many months and days, still not confirmed yet. Barca need that to happen. Or there's another negotiation going on right now with a company called Whitebit, who are involved in cryptocurrency there, and they are speaking with Barca about a possible cash injection, but we need something significant in order to register Olmo, and he may still be waiting. He may not be there by Tuesday. He might have to wait for another game to go by, and as I keep saying, that is not acceptable. The board here, it's been a massive error on their part. However, guys, there is still fun, there is still excitement to be had in today's preview because, like I said, I've got a brand new prediction segment here that I hope will make things a little more interactive between us this season, because what we're going to be doing is actually competing against each other in every match preview, depending on our predictions and our selections, because we are going to be predicting, first of all, the scoreline, in terms there of the winning margin for Barca, or how the game went. Maybe we drew, maybe we lost, hopefully we didn't, but we're going to be predicting the match scoreline and the first goal scorer for Barca in any given game. And we're going to be keeping a tally. I'm going to be doing that there with a graphic of our scores, mine compared to yours. And every single week, I'm going to be looking here at the majority, what you're going for as a group. But of course, you can keep your own personal scores if you want to keep a tally of that. So the way this will work right now, guys, is that you get 2 points for guessing the correct margin of scoreline in any given game. So you get 2 points there if you guess that correctly. You also get 3 points if you guess the correct goal scorer. If you guess the first Barca goal scorer, you get 3 points. So right now, guys, looking at this game here, right now the majority is going for a 2-goal margin win for Barca. That is where we are standing right now. And the majority right now believe that Robert Lewandowski is going to score first for Barca against Rayo. So that is your predictions as you stand. But like I say, you can also note down your own. Now, my predictions for this game are actually quite similar to yours. I believe, too, it's going to be a 2-goal margin victory. I believe there that we have struggled to run away with games so far this season. We haven't been able to win by an abundance of goals yet, but I think it's coming. I'm going to go here with a 2-goal margin of victory, but for me, I'm going to go Rafinha. Let's go Rafinha to score first here. I thought he was so lively against Athletic Club. He's all action. He's everywhere across the field, in midfield at times, making runs forward. We know that he can score from distance as well. He's a player who can have a big impact, and with the form that he's showing right now and the confidence that he has, I'm putting my money on Rafinha to score first here for Barca against Rayo. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your own personal predictions. Please make sure you're getting involved in those polls. They're on my community section if you want to check them out and cast your vote. I will get to work on the graphic for that to show how we're all getting on across the course of the season. Who will come out on top? Hopefully in this one, it will be Barca, of course. That is our main concern, and let's get this win, guys. Thank you indeed for watching here today. I hope you enjoyed the match preview. Do let me know if you do want to see them keep coming. I will see you very soon indeed, with plenty more to come on the channel. Thank you for all of your support, but until next time, as always, Vizca, el Barça.